See, right now, if you, instead of philosophizing, reading scriptures, reading self-help books, all this, just pay attention to the trees around here. What are they doing?
Being.
No. They have no capability to be. They're not called beings, only you call being, human being you are. They're not, that's just a tree. It's a wonderful tree. What is it doing? Beneath the ground it's fighting, all right? What is it fighting for? Is this maple tree trying to produce apples?
No.
No. It is just trying to be the best possible maple tree it can be. It is not trying to produce apples. Definitely I don't see any coconuts up there, all right?
Right.
This is all. As a human being, you must see how this life can blossom into its fullest. If it blossoms to its fullest, somebody may become rich with money, for somebody may become intelligent, somebody may become knowledgeable, somebody may become loving, somebody may become an artist, somebody may just wander. But a fully blossomed human being is a joy to see, no matter what the hell they're doing or what they're not doing. Whichever way they're an asset to whole humanity. Instead of doing that, you want… for example, you said abundance in economic terms. What is your idea of abundance in economic terms? Jeff Bezos, is it?
Me personally, that's not it, but you mean having enough to be able to do what you want, not feeling like you're a slave to paying your bills
No,
or
I'm
things like
not
that.
Insulting anybody. I'm
Right,
just
right,
saying right now,
Yeah.
everybody's saying he's the richest man in the world or whatever. So what is your idea of abundance? $200 billion of personal wealth? I'm asking, are you up to it?
200 billion for me?
Yeah, why not?
That's not my definition of abundance, but that is…
What is it? 2
that
billion?
Probably, probably over I guess it depends on what age I am.
Tell me at your present…
If I'm 10,
your present,
if I'm 10 years old, it's like $100,000, I'm rich, you know. My present, I feel pretty abundant financially, but if you're asking for a specific number.
No, I'm asking for a number, not because I want to find out your number.
Yeah.
I'm asking because these numbers are bloody meaningless.
Right.
They're all socially relevant, not relevant to you. And anyway, talking about karma, right now, let's say you are the guy who has $200 billion.
Yes.
It's only in your memory. If I erase your memory, your money is gone. Hello?
Yeah.
It's gone, isn't it?
Well, it's in your bank account.
It is in the account, but if you've forgotten what?
Yeah, if you've forgotten the code or you've forgotten the access, then it's
A
gone.
whole lot of people buried their treasure all over the bloody world.
Right.
And somebody else found it 1,000 years later.
It's true. A lot of people have lost all their Bitcoin and they can't get access to it, yeah.
Yeah. So, all these issues are there, but the important thing is, why do you want affluence? Let me put the word abundance as affluence.
Okay.
An individual person wants affluence. A society wants affluence, a nation wants affluence, everybody is striving for that. Why? Because initially it means a choice of nourishment.
A choice of nourishment.
Yes. If you have money, you can eat what you want. Initially that's the goal.
Yes.
If it goes beyond that, after you eat everything you want to eat, next thing is a choice of lifestyle.
Yes.
Now for example, United States of America has the highest choice of nourishment choices, highest level of nourishment choices, highest level of lifestyle choices, all right? But you're spending 3.25 trillion on healthcare.
Right.
Oh, wonderful, that's big… that is larger than India's economy.
Really?
For 1.4 billion people, we don't have a $3.25 trillion economy, all right? So what is the abundance you're seeking? You want to destroy the planet, that's what you're saying.
I'm not saying for me, I'm saying for people watching it, yeah.
No, I'm saying the thing that you're thinking is because you're in California, your idea of abundance is here. If you're in Timbuktu, your idea of abundance would be this, all right?
Of course.
So I'm saying, do not think in terms of abundance, think in terms of a fulfillment of life.
Yeah.
If you are a fulfilled life, according to your competence, according to your capability, according to the times in which you live, you will do the appropriate thing. If you are very clear that what you're doing is significant, for every life around you, other people's opinion means nothing.
But
I'm saying for 30 years plus, they've been saying the same things. They're not even creative, they're not able to come up with anything new. All right, same things they are saying. But they've not gotten anywhere because they have no substance. There's no substance to anything that they have said. So, it's unfortunate that they are in that state. But what I see is every daily mystic quote is there, daily quote. All these people are just waiting. One thing that they don't understand, suddenly all of them will get together and make the Twitter trend. I'm so glad, because every day they're reading my quotes, even people who are here are not reading. They're reading, okay. I am saying every day carefully they're reading my quote. The day they don't understand, they think I made a mistake, and boom, they'll go. I'm glad. I have worked in prisons, both in India and United States. I have worked with hardcore criminals who have come for murder, rape, worst possible things that a man can do. For those things they have come. And I've seen significant transformation in their lives simply because of 2 days or 5 days of contact with me. These guys who are continuously following me, I'm very confident one day they will be very transformed. I wish them the best. So, human attention has shifted to many things that we could do that we are not able to do right now. But one large area which has been left unexplored is the human being itself. Whatever kind of technologies we develop, whatever kind of machines we build, essentially we can only think of doing something which is an extension of our existing faculties. See, if you were made like a tree that is rooted to one place, would you have thought of a bicycle? Hello? Only because you already have mobility, you thought about enhanced mobility. That evolved into many things. Only because we can speak. We came up with a microphone and a telephone. If we had no such thing as speech, would we have thought of a microphone and a telephone? Because we can see, we have microscopes and telescopes. Every machine and every gadget we create is only enhancement of existing human faculty. We can see this far, but we want to see that far. We can speak this far, now we want to speak that far. We can hear this far, now we want to hear from somewhere else. Everything. There is no other way for a human brain or human intelligence to function. We will only think of how to enhance this. The purpose of enhancement is essentially a longing to enhance the quality, the content and the profoundness of our life.
Wherever your desire is, that's where your mind will be. If you desire something intensely, your mind will be always there. Right now, you desire the cup, wrong place to be. You desire a goal, that's what you should desire when you're on the field, isn't it? Now you can desire the cup. But once you're on the field, you just desire the goal and goal and goal, nothing else. Once your desire is strong, your body and mind naturally moves in that direction, isn't it? Whatever you desire, that's where you go. If your desire falls off, then you can't keep the mind on it. You just have to develop the ichcha in you. But the only ichcha is to score the goal. Then you don't have to worry about mental focus, that's where the mind will be. Can somebody take your mind off what you desire? Can somebody take your mind off what you desire? What you desire is where your mind will naturally go, isn't it? So how does yoga help in this? See, what are the simple parameters with which the body and mind is functioning? This is a complex machinery. This is the most sophisticated machine in this planet is human body and mind, isn't it? Everything that we have created has come out of this mind. So this mind is a complex machinery, very complex. So if you do anything wrong, it will create many distractions within itself. There are certain simple ways. There is some simple technology with which you can keep your mind in a certain condition of clarity where it simply sees, that you learn to keep your mind like a mirror. It simply shows you what is there, it doesn't distort. The moment your mind gets identified with many things, now you're playing as an Indian hockey player. Now you get all distorted because now you're reading the whole history, the glory of Indian hockey, the depths of Indian hockey, everything will flow in your mind. Now you will not play the game. You will not see the game the way it is, first of all. Learning to keep the mind like a mirror where it simply shows you what is there in front of you without any distortion. Once there is no distortion, you will walk to the best of your ability, isn't it? Now you're walking on this floor, there is no distortion in your vision, you can see everything clearly. To the best of your ability you will go, isn't it? In your very vision, if there is distortion, you will unnecessarily stumble all over the place. So whatever talent you have, whatever capability you have, if it has to find full expression, your mind doesn't come in between and distort anything, it just shows you everything the way it is. So the whole yogic system is focused on this for a spiritual purpose which can also be used for the sport, that it shows you everything just the way it is, not some other way, not the way you think it is.
Just working hard doesn't do things in the world. This is the biggest problem. Right from your childhood, your parents taught you, if you study, how should you study? Study hard. If you work, how should you work? Work hard. You do everything hard. If you do things hard, things won't happen. It'll become a donkey's life, just doing everything hard. Nobody told you, you must study in joy. Nobody told you, you must work in love. They told you, you must do it hard. They made their lives very difficult for themselves. Now they're ensuring that your life becomes difficult too. Why do you work hard? What are you working hard? If it's hard, give it up. If you can do it joyfully, you do it. Otherwise, don't do it, isn't it? Isn't it so? If you're going to make yourself miserable in the process of working, what use is your work to yourself or to anybody around you? You just sit at the temple gates and beg and eat, it's better. Somebody will throw you 1 rupee, 2 rupee. You eat out of it, at least that you do joyfully. Sit there happily, eat what people throw into your bowl. If you're going to make it so hard for yourself, I'm sure you're making it very hard for everybody around you, isn't it? If you're going to spread misery in the world, it's better you don't do anything. If you're going to spread joy in the world, go and do as much as you can. Now you work hard. Just because you work hard, things need not happen, and they do not happen. One day it happened. Can I tell you a joke? Shankaran Pillai's old ambassador wouldn't start. Does anybody still own ambassador? No? All of you evolved out of it. His old ambassador wouldn't start. So he went home. He had a kitten at home. He brought the kitten, harnessed it to the ambassador. He said, "Go, let's go, let's go." People looked at this and said, "Are you crazy? Can this little kitten pull the ambassador car? Generally, it takes God to move this car." "What are you doing?" Shankaran Pillai said, "Don't you fool yourself, I have a horsewhip." You believe you can do everything hard and it'll work. It'll not work just because you do it hard. You must do the right thing, only then it works, isn't it? If you do not do the right thing, it does not work. People who are successful not because necessarily they work hard, they just know what's the right thing to do with their kind of job. That's why they're successful. Another day, Shankaran Pillai fell into the septic tank. I want you to imagine. Right up till here in filth. Please imagine and see. He tried to get out desperately, he couldn't. Then after some time, he started screaming, "Fire, fire, fire!" Neighbors heard the fire screams, called the fire brigade. The firemen came and looked everywhere, no fire. Then they found him in the septic tank, pulled him out. And then they asked, "Why were you screaming fire?" Then Shankaran Pillai retorted, "If I said shit, would you come?" You must do the right thing, otherwise it doesn't work. So just working hard will not do. You must do the right thing, otherwise it doesn't work.
Now, how do I enhance my competence? See, let's say you want to run on the field, let's say you want to run a race, you want to run 100 meters. It is not running that you have to work on right now, you have to work on your legs and lungs and muscle and everything, isn't it so? So, if you want to become a great engineer, yes, definitely an institute like this is crucial on one level. But any number of people might have come here and gone, not all of them became great engineers. Though they might have produced hundreds of great engineers, still not all of them will become, simply because of their own individual attitudes and competence and whatever else, isn't it? So, whatever the institute can do for you, it is doing. One foremost thing that you need to do is to enhance your own physical and mental capabilities. Because if you want to be a good engineer, you need a working brain. Just having a degree of engineering may be a passport to a job, but it is not a passport to success, isn't it? So to have a working brain, which the engineering degree will not freeze. Usually lots of degrees, when people acquire degrees, they freeze their brains. They think they can… now they have finished using it and now they can rest it for the rest of their lives. It is not so. This is only to enhance your capability. This is just an organized effort. A school, a college, an institute is just an organized effort towards that, because each individual cannot craft it for himself. That is why an institution. Otherwise, an institution has no other purpose. It is here to just organize that possibility of you striving to be of a certain competence. But that is a mass application. But as an individual, your most important thing is you as a human being, you are functioning at the fullest level. If that has to happen, there are other dimensions which one needs to explore. Unfortunately, though these sciences and technologies for inner well-being have been the mainstay of this culture for thousands of years, today, we are largely losing it for various reasons because we want to imitate somebody else. We don't want to imitate our grandfather Topiwala anymore. We want to imitate the hat seller from another country. Because of that, we are losing those things, but we should not. We have to bring it back into our lives. This is very much a part of the way the culture itself is structured, that it is all about the human being. See, this is the only culture which talks about, which even an illiterate person in this culture is aware of, that you can actually evolve to another dimension of existence. Even if I go into a village and talk to an illiterate peasant who has not read anything, who doesn't know anything, who's not heard any of this stuff, even to him if I go, he will not ask me, give me a golden horse or something, he'll say, "Enakku mukti venum Swami." He's saying he wants ultimate liberation. Where did this fellow get this? Nowhere else on the planet this is possible. Nowhere else on this planet is it possible that an illiterate person is thinking that he can break his present dimension of existence and go to another place, whatever that place is. So, this was bred into our culture so deep, we should not lose it. It was not just the idea, there are technologies to become free. If you became free from the process of your body and the process of your mind, if you can sit outside of it and work it, you would work it brilliantly, do you understand? You would be able to use this body and use this mind only when you are able to not treat it as myself. These are powerful instruments in your life. These instruments can be employed the way you want it, only when you have an outside access to it. Right now, you are a phenomenal computer, but you don't know where the keyboard is. When you can't think, you scratch this spot, that's not where it is. Do you see people? When they cannot think, they're thinking hard, they scratch here. It doesn't work like that. There are proper steps that one can take. It could be offered here if everybody is willing for that. This is another concept which has made its rounds in the world, that something else should motivate you to do what you're doing. If what you're doing is significant enough, you don't need any other thing to motivate you. What you're doing is truly significant to life. Why do you need another motivation to make that happen? If you really understand and experience that what you are doing is truly important for every life around you, you don't need a motivation, life just goes on. See, does your heartbeat need a motivation to keep it going? I'm asking you. All the life processes is not asking for any motivation, isn't it? Monsoon's coming, any motivation? No, it's coming year after year, because the natural process is going on. Simply like that, in you and me, life is on. What I'm telling you is, if you're doing something which is aligned with the fundamental life process of who you are, this can find a million expressions, it need not be just spiritual teaching. It can find a million expressions that what you're doing is aligned with your fundamental life process, then you will not need anything to motivate you. Simply, as a part of life, it will just happen. How much you do simply depends on how much time you invested on upgrading yourself. The problem with the world right now is, people are always trying to upgrade their activity. If you upgrade your activity without upgrading yourself, you are bound to break up somewhere. It's like, you went on a Formula 1 track because you want to be on a fast track and you went with your Maruti 800. Suppose you hit the right kind of speed, all the four wheels will go in four different directions. It won't hold up. If you want to be on that kind of speed and that kind of track, you must prepare the machine. Upgradation of this one is important. If you upgrade yourself, activity will simply happen. Many people around me, many times think I'm superhuman because of the activity that I perform. This is not about being superhuman. If you explore the possibilities of being human, if you explore the possibilities of the immensity of being human, you will realize you don't have to be a superhuman, being human itself is super. So you will not need any external drive or some other inspiration, the very process of life will do it. If you're stupid, you can do whatever you want.
You need to understand, trust does not mean somebody has to behave the way you expect them to behave. Trust means whatever they do, it's all right with you. If you come to such a state, otherwise don't use such a big word as trust. Trust means they must do what you expect them to do. This is a certain imprisonment, your trust. Trust should empower people. Trust should not limit people, isn't it? So your idea of trust is to hold them in the way you want them to be. So you trust, betrayal, this, that works. Don't get into all this nonsense. Just use your sense. See, this is the biggest mistake they have made. They always told you to be good. Once you are good, you have all these expectations from everybody else. See, first of all, they told you God is good, God is compassion, God is love, God is so many things. Leave what other people have told you. Let's say you know nothing of this nonsense from anybody. You paid attention to creation. You looked at a flower carefully. One thing you can see is, whatever created this is of tremendous intelligence, isn't it? Yes or no? Not necessarily something as pleasant as a flower. You pay an attention to an ant that's crawling around. The way it's made, incredible intelligence or no? Yes or no? But nobody told you God is intelligence. If they had told you God is intelligence, we would have had a more sensible world. So, don't get into all this trust business. Handle your life and relationships sensibly, because these things will create expectations which no human being can fulfill. And simply, struggles will happen, endless struggles will happen. Trust means, I trust somebody means, whatever they're doing, I trust them. No, I trust them means they must do only what I expect them to do. This is not trust, this is a soft imprisonment, you know. It's still not come to India maybe, but everywhere else, they got collars for the dog, electronic collars. No more chains. The dog will be right there, it'll never leave the boundary, because if it crosses that boundary, there'll be a shock. Okay? In America, it's become very common. It runs around only in your garden, it won't run anywhere. No fence, no chain. But the dog cannot run out, because if it steps out, why are you making faces? It's called Lakshman Rekha in India. If you cross that, there'll be trouble. So that's what she's talking about in the name of trust. If you cross it, there'll be trouble. Don't get into this dog tag kind of trust. If you really trust somebody, whatever they do, they may be doing it in their own understanding of life. Everybody is working according to his intelligence and his understanding, isn't it? Yes? Right now, probably that's all they're capable of. If you can evolve them to another place, fantastic. If you cannot, then you must see what to do. But do not bring in such words of trust. Trust should not become a way of capturing people. Trust should be a way of liberating people, isn't it?